So then, right now we're in a really good spot in the current season of anime. So I guess now it's fine to talk about the current season and recommend a few titles since there are a few episodes out for each of them. Now before I go on, this is for completely new works. No further seasons are continuing works and further. So without further ado, how many times can I say the word further, let's get to talking about some cool new anime. Mob Psycho 100. For those of you who don't know, this is a series that was created by the same person behind One Punch Man. If that doesn't even make you slightly curious about this series, then you're missing out on not one but two great anime. Mob Psycho 100 follows a middle schooler who's often referred to as Mob, who's gifted with incredibly strong psychic powers, essentially working as a ghostbuster. While he does have these incredible powers, he's still a middle school kid trying to find his place in the world, and then with a bevy of personal issues, including his own psychology about his powers. Despite all this serious talk, the series is really funny. If you like the humor of One Punch Man, you'll love the comedy here. Now before we go on, there is one issue about this anime, the art style. This uses the creator's original art style, unlike One Punch Man, which used another artist's art style when the series was redrawn. And I'm going to say this art style is pretty rough for those of you who aren't used to it. But honestly, it works for this series, and overall, this is one of the must-watch anime for this season. Berserk 2016. While technically speaking, this breaks the rules, at the same time it follows the rules. This is a completely new series that you might as well consider a continuation of the old series, or the movies. And do we even have to talk about the plot of Berserk? It's Berserk. I'm pretty sure you know the plot of Berserk. And if you don't know the plot of Berserk, essentially it follows a guy named Guts who carries around a sword bigger than him, and who goes around slaying demons left and right, because that's what he does, and he does a really good job. Essentially, he's Wolverine. On top of that, this is Berserk after the Eclipse arc, which was what the original anime, as well as the movies, focused on. So if you don't know what the Eclipse arc is, I'm not even going to bother mentioning it here, because that'll be a massive spoiler that you should really look up yourself. So yeah, honestly speaking, it's Berserk. And if you're a fan of the Berserk manga, the Berserk movies, the Berserk original 1990s anime, then you'll love this Berserk, because it's Berserk that continues the story of Berserk. And again, carries a sword bigger than him. Taboo Tattoo. So here's an odd one. This wins my award for the most randomly adapted work of the year. Because honestly, I have no idea how popular the series is, but I haven't seen a new chapter in several years, so So I'm familiar with the original manga, having read it years ago, and I've never ever thought I would ever get an anime, considering it's been years since its release. But I guess I was wrong, and here it is. The plot is very simple. Our main character, Seigi, ends up with a superpower granting tattoo on his hand, and is wrapped up into a struggle between various other people who have the tattoos, and a secret war with the kingdom of Zellenstein, as well. That could shift the power balance in the world. So basically, it's your standard high-action anime, and that's somewhat pretty cool. The unique thing about this is the tattoos, as well as the fact that each one grants people unique superpowers. And of course, these leads to really cool action scenes. So if you want to just see some cool action scenes, I highly recommend Taboo Tattoo. If you're looking for an overall strong plot, sweetness and lighting. This is the winner for the cutesy anime for this season, or at least the cutesiest anime I'm watching. This is one about a high school teacher who's recently been widowed, alongside his young daughter, and one of his students learn the importance and power of meals and cooking. This series is cute, and there's not really nothing more to say about it. It's just a cute series about cooking. Kind of funny considering we have an awesome series about cooking in Food Wars Season 2 airing this season as well. You should all totally be watching that. Overall, I have to say you can take or leave this series. I just like it because it's something sweet. So like a sugary treat. Danganronpa 3. So this entry technically covers two separate anime. They're in the same continuity with each other, and are essentially both lead-ins to end the storyline leading to Danganronpa 3, the video game. These anime existed in the Hope's Peak Academy arc for the franchise and whatnot, so let's talk about them separately. First off, we have Side Future, a sequel to the second game focusing on Naegi and several other returning characters, with a handful of new ones finding themselves trapped in a new killing game where they have to flesh out a traitor amongst their midst who can kill them all in their sleep. The other anime is Side Despair, focusing on the main characters from the second game as they go through their school lives just before they were corrupted and warped by the series' main villain. If you're a fan of Danganronpa, you'll love these series because they're basically filling in the gaps between storylines, which is really great considering one thing I love about this franchise is how good the story is. So if you're not a fan of Danganronpa, this is something to offer if you're looking for some kind of thriller anime or just looking for something more sinister. So yeah, it set the stage for a third game, which is coming out later I think early next year, and basically finishes up some storylines. What's more to love? What's more to say? Danganronpa 3 is pretty much a must-watch if you're, again, a fan of Danganronpa. Musou Gakuen HXH. This is the winner for this season's Why Isn't It a Hentai Award. This anime takes place in the typical setting for most anime in this generation. And the regular world has been attacked by mysterious invaders who are pushing humanity to the brink, and in order to fight them, humanity has to rely on high school students with advanced magical powers or technology in order to save the day. However, the thing that sets this one apart is the fact that the powers have a time limit, and once that limit is pushed, well, the girls will die. So in order to help them, we have our main character, who has the power to recharge their power by groping them. This essentially is softcore porn half the time, especially for watching the uncensored version. It's just kind of funny to see this anime exist. Hell, I heard it got banned off actually airing on television because it was too hot for TV. I'm talking about Japanese television here. So if you can handle ecchi anime, then I highly recommend this one. If you can't, then skip it. This might be the most ecchi anime I've ever seen, not counting hentai, or things that were originally hentai. Alderman on the Sky. This season's best light novel adaptation, as well as the one that doesn't have an overly long name. The plot follows a group of young military cadets dealing with their empire as it comes close to its end. This series is typical for a light novel series adaptation, having a rather lazy protagonist stuck in the middle of a situation they hate, but being highly skilled and overly optimized for it. Basically being broken. At least in this case, he's a more intellectual kind of broken than physically imposing. This one's pretty much only on here because it really looks good. Thank you, Studio Madhouse. And well, that's all I have to say about it. Only time will tell if its plot is any decent, even though, again, light novel adaptation, so maybe it'll just be typical. It already seems to be following the steps for it, but it just looks really good. The Art Club has a problem. Well, it's time we went over this season's comedy slice of life series. The basic plot of the series follows, of course, a high school art club, which, as you can guess, has a variety of problems dealing with their small number of members, such as their lazy president, their overly anime, waifu-obsessed member, and overly energetic young ward, as well as a teacher who seems to really not do anything. It's a very simple and typical series, but also I have to say it's a funny series because I'm familiar with the manga, which I generally did laugh at times. The anime is the same, and I kind of wondering if it'll just end on the love story plot line that's been working up in the manga so far. Anyway, simple series, pretty funny, have at it. Caldea Code. Another series about humanity being pushed to the brink with teenagers coming in to save the day. This one focuses on yet another group who has superpowers trying to save said day with military tactics. There's a good number of powers here on display, from their typical really good fire powers to being overly strong to being able to control gravity and basically being the buffer mage, basically being white mage buffer material. And it's interesting to see all these powers work in combination with each other. And on top of that, the various characters have various clashing personalities that lead to them basically being in conflict with one another almost all the time. But what sells this one for me is the fact that the main character is a total asshole. The guy follows around saying that he's all humanity needs to defend themselves, and rushing and refusing to get along with everyone else. It makes him pretty funny, especially alongside his why can't we all get along partner / love interest character. Overall, I do have to say it's enjoyable despite being typical of the genre. So there you have my recommendations for 2016 summer anime season. Maybe we'll do a follow-up where we talk about what got dropped, but that's not certain. But until the next episode, see you next time. And let me ask you this, what are you watching for this season? Is there any title you're really strongly about? If so, mention it. We'll love to take any more anime recommendations or a series from last season that you think didn't get enough love. And again, mention it. We're all here to talk about good anime for everyone to watch, whether you're looking for something actiony or something lighthearted. Again, mention any great anime you want in the comments below. Until next time.